this is the overview of the flow, about flow, what is flow. And what we communicate to people is that we're really focused on the data communication use case of flow, as opposed to the data analysis use case for data visualization. And data communication, I think, it's a huge piece of the puzzle, because you can have, the best data in the world, or who knows, maybe climate change data, massive amounts of climate change data, and you're actually not helping anyone to make better decisions because it's not communicated well. One of the things, because it's a communication system, being very engaging, being beautiful and dynamic is, a certain wow factor is an important piece of it. We've built a whole bunch of aspects of the system to take brain science into consideration. So it's really, understanding is an important piece of the puzzle. How do you help an audience, especially a non-expert audience, really understand the material and make a good mental model? We'll talk about interaction a little bit more. So how do people use it? Where do they use it? Use it to help drive better data-driven decisions, certainly in enterprise use cases, and also sales conversions. People tend to, people generate a lot of media from flows, saving it out as a augmented reality TikTok or in a variety of other ways. And all of those can help bring customers into the door or help them understand your particular product in more detail. The way we do this is with data stories, and that's particularly it's different than Tableau. Tableau is really great tool, especially for those analysis use cases. And Flow is also interesting in the analysis use case, but where it really shines is a data story. And you can see this. This is just a series of steps that help communicate an idea. And in this case, a data story is really bringing together the heart and the mind, the presentation along with the analysis, to create a great, impactful communication. Quick, another example, I'll go through this pretty quickly. We have a view of the 2020 election. First step, you'd say, gee, it looks like the whole country voted red. Turns out that people vote instead of land. And here you can see that the population centers very much voted blue. Entirely interactive. Every dot is, real data. It's, of course, you can fly around dragging your mouse or using your wheel, your touch and zoom on your pad. And it even has a whole multi-user component. So with that, if you have your phone handy, you can point your phone at this QR code, or I'm going to take the URL and put it in the chat window, and we can join in this flow together. And I'll see you pop in if you guys are selecting those. I see participant 1 and Michael D. And we are joining here in a multi-user environment with avatars. So if I come over here on your screen, you should see my avatar moving around a little bit. And remember, you can move yours. I can see participant 2 is on a phone. Harry, it looks like you joined on the phone as well. Harry, did you join on an iPhone or on an Android?
I just joined
Sorry,
on.
I'm on the iPhone. This is Harry.
Yeah.
You too, Miller, or on iPhone or Android?
Yep, iPhone, sorry.
Oh, okay. So on an iPhone, the AR button will direct you to download the WebXR viewer so that you'll be able to see this in augmented reality. It will only take a minute or two. I don't know if you want to try it right now, but you should try it later, if not right now. On Chrome, the AR button takes you immediately into augmented reality. And if you've seen any of Michael's TikToks, that's how he created it. He created used a multi-user meeting and clicked the AR button and just did a screen recording of his phone. So it's pretty sweet. We're actually all in this space together, right? If I click on a dot, you can see what I clicked on. And I can even give you guys permissions to click on dots, and so I'll be able to see what you're doing. So I enable interactions here for a couple of you. So I clicked on Cook County, someone click on a dot. It's a little harder on the phone to make a selection, but there I can see you're trying to make the, you may have to get closer in. But this way that we can each see, like I can see where Hao is looking, and he's on the East Coast there. It's kind of sweet because with a non-expert audience, they might not have the vocabulary to know what you're looking at and to how to describe it, and to be able to just say, tell me about this. And this, whether it's an outlier or some point, that becomes a very quick technical way for people to have a good conversation. I'm going to wrap up this multi-user meeting part and just go back to show you how to use the Flow editor. But before I do that, questions on how our multi-user environment works, and anything any comments? Hearing none.
Jason, I gotta just, as I was watching you, and as I'm seeing you present, so you're going through the steps, you're stopping at the steps and then interacting with the step, right?
That is correct. So
okay, so
the
like with
presenter,
PowerPoint, I want to go back to like my head. PowerPoint, you put the slide up there, it's stagnant data, it doesn't do anything. You poke at it, it's not going to move. So the steps I call them slides. I have to do that in my head to kind of associate them too.
mm-hmm.
And then you can, okay, because it's helping. I was having a lot of issues of how I wanted things to look and size, because I have that PowerPoint head mindset on this. And now I'm like, when you presented on this, I was like, I'm getting it now. It takes a while, but hopefully it helps the new people.
Right. The fact that it's interactive to all of your audience members really changes the way that they're going to walk away from this presentation. They're building a more 3D mental model, which activates your campus in a different way, which makes it stick in your memory better, as well as just the fact that they can be engaged instead of boringly watching a PowerPoint deck is important. The fact that the transitions go, the way we're transitioning from step to step and seeing the animations. Also, don't get me started about the brain science behind this. We think it's pretty interesting.
No, I get it. It was the stopping on the step and going, oh, let me scroll into here. Let me scroll out. Let me manipulate the whole, so to speak, the slide, so to speak. So it's just, yeah, like I just put in the chat, light bulb went off. Totally.
Super. There are some pretty sophisticated things you can do with when you interact, turning on and off, either highlighting or isolating different aspects of the presentation, and you can provide that capability to all the users who are watching as well. So there is a fair amount of interactivity you can drop in, and you can, as you've probably seen in some of Michael's flows, or anyway, a little bit more sophisticated topic. One of the things that we do a lot of for our new folks is these 3D scatter plots. When you've got a time-based data set and multiples, in this case, we're looking at Starbucks, Costco, McDonald's, Target, and Home Depot. It's a really nice way to see them all line up and work with each other. Now, on a flat screen, you could say, well, gee, it looks pretty busy. As soon as you start to move it, your brain turns it back into 3D. And so the animations, the movement is important. And of course, it's, when you look at it in AR on a phone or in a headset, then the 3D really, really makes sense. But even still here, being able to see what was happening with, Costco at the same time as what's happening with Home Depot. If I was used this to tell a story, I would say, look, this is the foot traffic in 2020, right before the pandemic sent us all home. We all went to Costco and stocked up. And then we got tired of looking at the curtains and went to Home Depot all summer long. Home Depot foot traffic went through the roof. Looks like Starbucks, at least for this whole year, never really recovered. But later, after the summer, people got tired of sitting at home, and they started to McDonald's. So there's all kinds of stories that can be told in a chart like this. And that's what we encourage people to do, is find the story in the data.